One of the we discuss it with our athletes all the time. A lot of it, I think, is education. You know, you've competed yourself, Dennis, and you understand that combat athletes, there's a certain mentality of I always need to work harder, and the more I do equates to the more prepared that I am. But obviously, we can begin to appreciate that that's not always the case most of the time. So the first thing we do, like I said, is we touch base with our athletes and we work on a schedule for them. That schedule in itself is one strategy to allow optimal recovery in between sessions, right? So if I've got sparring in the evening, I'm not going to do the hardest conditioning session with the athlete 6 hours before that. It's counterintuitive to the fact that they're sparring later in the evening. So I'd probably schedule the session to allow some sort of recovery in the morning so they can perform the best in the evening. We understand as strength and conditioning coaches that the most important thing ultimately is the athlete's skills training, correct? They need to be able to fight and to be able to do that as best as they can. So one strategy that we look at for recovery is scheduling the loads, looking at their week and what their week looks like. And then also, yes, depending on the diligence of the athlete, we discuss, what sort of things have you put in place for your recovery? Obviously, the two main things that we'll look at is their nutrition and then obviously their sleep quality. With nutrition, we definitely give general advice. We've got lots of good resources that we share with them, but we're also very fortunate to have worked with the team at the Fight Dietitian for the last couple of years. I work with Jordan Sullivan quite closely. We've done, several UFC camps together. We've done several domestic title fights and fights together, boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu. We've done a lot of things together. So we're pretty close. We speak frequently. And a lot of the times when we've done as much as we can for one of our fighters, we pass them on to the guys at the Fight Dietitian so they can get bloods done, DEXA scans, personalized diets. We connect them with some of our meal prep companies that we work with. So, that's extending to one of the broader goals that I always had for the Ethos, which was to be almost a one-stop shop for a fighter. It was very clear that it was always initially focusing on the fighter. And obviously that explains why we've worked with so many fighters over the last couple of years.